I try to say every single show on Broadway so you don't have to. Musical The Last 5 Years review. The show is about Jamie, a best-selling author played by Nick Jonas, and Kathy, a struggling actress played by Tony Award-winning Adrienne Warren. They fall in love, get married, but ultimately get divorced due to Jamie cheating on her and the failure to amend the cracks of their marriage. The cool part is that the course of their entire relationship is told in two different chronological order and perspective. Kathy, the wife, tells the story in a reverse chronological order. She starts with the day of the divorce, to the wedding, dating, and the first date. Jamie tells the story from first date as a student in Columbia, falling in love with Kathy, getting married, cheating on her, ultimately getting divorced. The two characters do not cross paths except for the wedding sequence. Besides that, they do not talk to each other. You can see this in this very cleverly designed song list on the playbill. Another interesting fact is that the play is actually based on the writer's personal relationship and divorce from his wife. Sadly, when the show premiered, his ex-wife sued him for violating the NDA in their divorce agreement. He then sued her back by saying she's interfering with his creative process. After the mutual lawsuit, they reached a settlement. He will delete all references to the ex-wife. Kathy is no longer an Irish Catholic woman. She's also no longer called Angel, which was the writer's actual nickname for the wife. My hot take, if my husband cheated on me and wrote a play about how he messed up, I wouldn't be too upset. Especially because the male character here is not glorified in any way. He is depicted as a cheating, narcissistic husband who defends his actions by telling Kathy, quote unquote, I cannot rescue you. SMH. I was lucky enough to win the rush ticket to the third row seat, so I was up close to the stage. Adrienne Warren's performance and vocals were so heavenly. I was in awe the whole time she was singing. Nick Jonas, my short king, was good, but because Warren is so good, his performance in comparison did seem lackluster. Speaking of Nick Jonas, the character Jamie is supposed to be a Jewish man who talks about for the first time he's dating a non-Jewish woman and he shops at a bar. However, Nick Jonas is not Jewish. That is something to think about. Funny thing is that Nick Jonas's bio on the playbill intentionally has no mentions of anything related to his Disney days or Camp Rock days. It just lists his Broadway, film, and music career. The show was in Hudson Theater, which had Merrily We Roll Along last year. As you know, that show also narrates the story in a reverse chronological order, which was a fun coincidence. I loved how the show was able to tell the story with just two actors. Warren's character Kathy has orange lighting, and Nick Jonas's character has blue lighting following him around. It's Broadway Care season, so they're selling signed props, aka signed copy of Jamie's best-selling book in the show. The stage door was also so crowded. Nick Jonas and Adrienne Warren came out, did a loop, and then went back. It was semi-better than the other chaotic stage doors with celebrities, but there were some fans who were upset they didn't sign autographs nor take selfies. Fun fact, it had a 2016 production in the West End, starring none other than Jonathan Bailey and Samantha Parks. They look so young in the press photos. There's also a movie version starring Jeremy Jordan and Anna Kendrick. Adrienne Warren's Tony Award-winning vocals will stay with you long after the show. I was surprised to see the New York Times review was so harsh, especially criticizing the lighting and the simplistic set. But the article offers an interesting take. Because Kathy is now played by a black woman, Jamie's quote-unquote revolt to date a non-Jewish woman now not only has a religious but an added racial stake. New York Times also pointed out how Jamie is supposed to be a Jewish man with a Yiddish accent, but Nick Jonas does not do a great job. In the end, Jamie is a horrible narcissistic person who tells her divorcing wife, whom you cheat on by the way, quote unquote, I will not lose you because you can't win. It was a really fun show, 90 minutes with no intermission. It is only open till June, so I really hope you check it out before it closes.